This happened about 6 or 7 years ago. My husband and I are driving back from Michigan as we went to visit my parents, and by the time that we get into the remote back area of Ohio, it's really dark. We always make sure our doors are locked because, well, we aren't stupid. So we make a quick stop to the restrooms, stretch and get something to drink, and we get back on the road and we're going along and we slow down to stop for a stop sign, and this woman walks out right in front of us and I slam on the brakes to keep from hitting her. We sit there for a minute just collecting ourselves and thinking, what the fuck just happened? She knocks on the passenger side window where my husband is sitting, and I'm telling him, don't roll it down, let's just get the fuck out of here, but him being the kind-hearted type rolls down his window. She lets us know that she's been walking for hours and that her car broke down. She can't get a hold of her daughter and that she has no money and needs $50 for a cab. He tells her to hold on and rolls up the window, and I'm telling him, you've got to be nuts to let her in this truck. And he gives me the speech of, but she needs help. Hate me all you like, but I learned the hard way to never trust people, especially strangers, and I told him that I don't give a shit if she's bleeding on the ground. She isn't getting into my truck. But he guilts me into letting her in. Now, I'm driving a Ford F-150 and there's only one seat, so we're all crammed, and I ask her where she's going. First, she says to a store, and then she says that she needs to find a cab, but she has no money, and can we give her $50? I'm silently telling my husband, like hell we're giving her money as we're driving, but he relents and says yes. We drive, and she's telling us all kinds of stories about her and her daughter, and how she needs to get home, and that her daughter is 16 and home alone, and that it's about 2 hours away in Ohio. The more we drive, the more the story changes, though. I ask her about her daughter, and this time, she's in her late 20s, has a few kids, and is in Kentucky. I said, but I thought she was 16, home alone, and 2 hours away in Ohio. She says, oh, that's my younger daughter. It's my adult daughter I'm going to see. Okay, but that makes no damn sense because she said that she just came from Kentucky. We find an ATM and thankfully it's broken. We push on to find another, and the more she talks, the weirder she gets. She tries cozying up to my husband and sweet-talking him, and he's oblivious to women hitting on him, so she moves on to me, and I refuse to accept it by constantly changing the subject. But then, it gets really strange. She says, are you two married? We reply yes, and then she says, oh, that's good, because I would have had to have called Jesus down to smite you if you two were living in sin. We're both just sat there thinking, what the fuck? And then she says, you two are a really nice Christian couple, and we both say that we're not Christians. She gets upset by this and starts spouting the Bible at us, and the hubby is retorting back at her. We finally reach another ATM, and this entire time, the hubby and I have been communicating through signals that we need to get this nut job out of our car. We pull up and he says that he needs to get out of the car to get to the ATM, and she says, just have your wife pull up and use it. He says no one but he uses his card, and then she says, have your wife get out. And he replies that her door is broken, only the passenger door works. It was a lie, of course, but whatever we needed to do to get her out, right? She finally gets out of the car and he grabs the door to pull it closed. And she grabs the door and starts screaming at us to let her back in. And as she's trying to get back in, he says to her, listen lady, you're not coming back in. Your story's full of holes and nothing adds up. And then she pulls out this knife. I think it was a switchblade, and the hubby shoves her, and I peel out of the bank parking lot with the door still open. And finally, he shuts it and locks it. She chases us down a dark road, screaming that she was going to fucking kill us. I floor it, pushing the gas pedal to the floor, and we're doing like 120, and I don't let up for 4 miles until the hubby is screaming for me to slow down, that I was going to kill us. I eventually do, and I'm shaking, partly due to anger and partly due to being totally freaked out. We eventually made it home safely, but that crazy lady was trying to rob us and could have stabbed my husband.